Yeah, he's done it again. Paul Thomas Anderson is back with his latest work that has been over 20 years in the making. I've only recently come to appreciate the tour de force that is PTA's insane catalog of films, mostly because I hadn't seen very much of his work up until now.
Insolent little.
Yeah, call me a film bro or whatever, but I just didn't see why I would have any interest in watching a movie about the porn industry or a dressmaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
But after going through his discography in order, it became clear to me that he is one of the rare filmmakers that is working at the top of their game decades in and could have a movie about collecting rocks and make it interesting.
This motherfucker don't miss.
PTA continuously feels like he's reinventing himself by never making the same movie twice. A career choice I truly admire, but also has left me a bit disconnected from putting him amongst my favorite directors of all time, because in spite of all the wonderful movies he's made, I never felt like any one of his movies was made for me and my tastes. Well, that was until One Battle After Another. Now, that's not to say One Battle After Another is PTA's greatest film. I wouldn't even say it's objectively top 3, but it combines everything great about his current directing style with his style in the past and makes it into a constantly escalating, chaotic odyssey that caters to my favorite movie indulgences and had me grinning from ear to ear, remembering why I fell in love with movies in the first place.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
The movie follows a group of left-wing revolutionaries, the French 75, led by Tiana Taylor's Perfidia Beverly Hills and Leonardo DiCaprio as they try to take on a government they deem as authoritarian. As their relationship and attacks escalate, they attract more than they can chew with the government as they storm an immigrant camp ran by Sean Penn's Colonel Lockjaw, a deep-seated racist whose hair alone will send chills down your spine. Enraged and more than horned up by Perfidia, Lockjaw demands a hush-money intimate agreement with her in order to let the French 75 carry on doing what they do.
You're sick, you know that? You're really sick.
All is seemingly well with Leo helping Perfidia raise her kid. That is until a rudimentary bank heist goes wrong, leading to Perfidia being arrested, her subsequently ratting on most of the French 75, and Leo going into hiding under a new persona with his daughter. For 16 years, the Fergusons live undisturbed, until Colonel Lockjaw is asked to join an elitist white supremacist secret society and must cover up his past with Perfidia all those years ago, leading to Bob and his daughter going on the run while separated as they try to get back to one another before Lockjaw can catch them. PTA lets the movie unfold like a true epic, with you first becoming connected to the world and its characters, while having the story build up itself until it reaches a climactic breaking point that couldn't have been any more satisfying as the backdrop. He manages to encompass so much of the political unrest in our country without it coming off as overly political or preachy to one side or one issue.
Thank God!
Well, this is a
Thank fucking God!
Rather, just presenting these situations with authenticity as the backdrop for father-daughter journey at the center. Whether it's the engaging camera movement and long chaotic tracking sequences like in Boogie Nights, or the introspective character-driven storytelling like in There Will Be Blood, all of PTA's best skills that have become his signature style at one point or another are on full display here. In particular, the way he utilized lenses in the final road trace added a very surreal and in-the-moment feeling that had me levitating out of my fucking seat. For being a pretty serious life or death mindfucked of a situation, PTA sure knows how to find all the comedy in it. Whether it's the running jokes like with the forgotten password, little jabs like Willa asking the Colonel if he has shoe lifts in, or a full-on Buster Keaton slapstick with Leo falling off the rooftop, PTA incorporates the comedy flawlessly, with everything feeling like a real situation that would happen, rather than some contrived setup so they can have the funny moment.
That's actually hilarious.
It's those little bits of levity that elevate this from a compelling action thriller to something that transcends the genre and is just a damn good movie. Oh, and for a nearly 3-hour runtime, the movie flies by. Every scene is purposeful and advances the plot forward. There's rarely any time to breathe, and I think that works in the movie's favor big time. As with any PTA movie, One Battle After Another boasts a performance masterclass across the board. From the ones you know are going to kill it no matter what, like Leo, to the first-time actors like Chase Infinity, to non-actors like Jungle Pussy.
That's a made-up dumb fucking fairy tale name, you fuck!
PTA is able to pull the best out of everyone, and they deliver on their opportunity and then some. They all bring something to their performances that feels so authentic to real life and people you know that it hits home a little bit more than it should. DiCaprio proves once again why he's the best actor of his generation and one of the best to ever do it, as he delivers a standout performance here. Bob Ferguson evoked a lot of that same energy he brought out during his crash outs with Rick Dalton in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Except instead of being a borderline alcoholic, he's a full-fledged pothead rocking robes like he's the dude. Leo being a fried, bumbling idiot that just gets by on pure happenstance and one great karate instructor who we will get to creates the most comedic performance he's ever had since The Wolf of Wall Street. But that doesn't mean it's without substance, because we watch him overcome this self-imposed rift between him and his daughter while reconnecting to the world he has closed himself off from for all those years, with enough bong hits to put you in a wheelchair, and that's really what's at the heart of this movie. That father-daughter connection. It's a perfect blend of what has made Leo so good for so long without coming off as showy or trying to outdo anyone. One of my favorite performances of his, and definitely worth a nomination come awards season. Get ready to hear the name Chase Infinity a whole lot more, because damn, she is incredible here.
The kid's a natural.
Infinity acts very much as the peace amongst the chaos in moments, while still having a bit of that fire her mom has. I love that you can always see behind her eyes that she is processing this constantly rising tidal wave of mind-fucking information to her. The fact that this is her first ever performance should be enough on its own to know that the sky is truly the limit for what is to come from her in the future. I wouldn't be shocked if she snuck in with the Academy as well.
Kid's got a future.
If Chase Infinity is the surprise Steen Sealer, then Benicio del Toro is a whole-ass movie thief the way he takes over center stage in the second act.
I run shit here. You just live here.
He works so well as the straight man to Bob's chaotic lunacy, setting up a fantastic back and forth between the two. Del Toro definitely got some of the biggest laughs out of me, especially with the whole "a few small beers" moment. Tiana Taylor's another solid addition, bringing a spitfire, self-centered personality to Perfidia Beverly Hills that makes you understand why all those around her were captivated enough to stand behind her lead in the revolution.
You one crazy ass bitch!
Then we have Sean Penn. Sean fucking Penn. This guy is fucking phenomenal here. He plays one of the most vile, fucked up freaks I've ever seen in my life, and makes you love to hate him from the very second you see his shitty haircut. His character is used in a variety of ways that really showcases Sean Penn's incredible range and ability to keep the character grounded in spite of whatever is going on. He can be the butt end of a boner joke one minute, then come off as the most terrifying, fucked up human on the planet the next. If this doesn't net him at the bare minimum of an Oscar nomination, I will fucking boycott the Oscars for the rest of my life, and I'm not joking.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
I also need to figure out what that guy's workout regimen is, because damn man, he's killing it for his age.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
What I love most about PTA's casting choices here is his decision to pair these masterful actors alongside complete unknown first-time actors, and instead of trying to fit them into a niche, he lets them be them and do their thing, which created a lot of viscerally real, spur-of-the-moment performance decisions that no other director could pull out of some random person. Might as well just give the whole cast a collective Oscar at this point. The score is by far my favorite of the year, and that's in a year with Sinners in it. The entire soundtrack plays as a single piece of music, starting off as something you wouldn't expect or think would work for this type of movie, but continuously grows on you and builds with the movie constantly mounting tension and puts you in a transfixed state of awe that crescendos during that road chase. In that moment, everything around me disappeared and I felt like I was living in the moment with the characters. It's unconventional in the best way, cranking the movie up to a level that very few films this decade have achieved, and I hope that Johnny Greenwood is recognized for his work at the Oscars with at the very least a nomination. My only issue with the movie is how it opens.
We're off to a really great start.
One battle starts right in the midst of the shit with the revolution's beginning, Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor's relationship blooming alongside another relationship that I wasn't on board with and didn't understand at the start.
What the fuck is going on here?
The whole Tiana Taylor and Colonel Lockjaw subplot still felt rushed, even though its effects create a ripple effect that unfolds brilliantly. The whole boner situation comes out of nowhere, no pun intended, and just feels out of place and unfunny compared to the rest of the movie. I felt like it took about 10 minutes for me to get on the same wavelength with the movie, but once I was there, I never left. This problem only lessens with the rewatch and will continue to do so on subsequent viewings, I'm sure. But it was jarring for that initial watch. I also find it a bit strange that the movie doesn't take a moment to have a character acknowledge what the French 75 did as bad back in the day, outside of the guys who probably watch Remember the Titans in reverse. Even if the movie establishes the authoritarian rule as justification for their actions, there are still criminals at the end of the day and are not without their own fault.
We fucked up.
Besides those minor hiccups, I think everything that happens and everyone involved on every front of this movie delivers something as close to perfection as we've seen all year. Man, we really needed this movie. In a time of unrest for a lot of people, especially coming off of everything that's happened in our country the last few weeks, there has been a lot of discussion surrounding the timing of releasing a movie like this. But I'd argue there's never been a better or more important time for a movie like this to come out. A beautifully written, tension-filled, action-packed father-daughter odyssey that manages to make you think on a lot of aspects of the current political climate without telling you outright how to feel about it. Might want to take notes, James Gunn. Not to mention the awards-worthy direction, screenplay, performances, score, and pretty much everything else. I haven't talked to a single person who said this movie was mid, let alone even bad. Even my dad, who hates pretty much everything that isn't a biopic or starring Tom Cruise, loved it. And if it passes the parent check, you know it's worth your time. The Best Picture Oscar rarely goes to the best movie of the year, rather the movie that encompassed the year and filmed the best. And 2025 has been waiting for something to put its foot down and make a statement as that year's definitive movie. And well, I think PTA may have just done it. One battle after another gets a 9.5 out of 10.